Welcome back to another edition of Special Situations Investing with Greg. This week I will be talking about my experience with the Inventrust tender offer. It was a Dutch tender offer that completed just earlier this month. Check it out. Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of my YouTube channel on Special Situations Investing and my personal investing practice. As a quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. Any companies that I mention in this presentation are discussed solely for illustrative purposes. Discussing such companies and the specifics about them is to help educate me and educate you about certain special situations. It is not a solicitation to purchase them. I recommend that you conduct your own research and identify why you might want to own the company yourself prior to your committing of any funds. I also recommend that you seek the services of a financial advisor that has considered your personal situation as your fiduciary. And then finally, may your education here grow your knowledge, improve your personal investing performance, and give you the confidence to take control of your future. Thanks a bunch for watching. Now on to the video. Welcome back, Investing Mutants. So I had the Inventrust shares get put back into my account, and I was kind of disappointed with this one, and it happens from time to time. I think there was another tender offer. It was a bank, Montana Bank shares or something like that, a couple of months ago, that had a similar situation that happened with Inventrust, where basically just there were so many shares that were tendered that a lot of people just went ahead and got out of it, and so you didn't get to have a complete number of your shares accepted for tender. That means that I have that means that I tendered all my shares, but I only had about 42% of them that were offered or exchanged for cash. And I'm left with almost half of my position, a little over half of my position, still in shares of Inventrust. And I thought it would be a good opportunity to just kind of look back and think about this. There's a couple of different ways that you can look at this when you have a tender offer that goes this way. For those of you that would like to keep record, I tendered of my shares, 42% of them at $25 a share, and I currently have the rest of the shares in Inventrust still. I haven't sold out anything yet, and my current share price at $23.94 a share basically means that I lost 0.34% on this transaction over the last couple of weeks. And so basically it's just kind of stayed pretty steady over the time. If I wanted to sell out, I could go ahead and do that right now. But I thought that it might be interesting for any investors to kind of take a look at how I look at this. You have a couple of different options when you have a tender offer that doesn't go the direction that you want. One, you can sell all the shares, just get out and move on to your next transaction, which I have done that. I think that that's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. The other thing to do is to get your shares down to basically an even number of shares, an even 100 shares. And once you get to that point, you can do I can't claim I can't claim that I'm the one that knows how to do all this perfectly. I learned this from Phil Town, and if you ever want to check out somebody that's really good in the value investing space, someone that I think is he shares some pretty good valuable information with his Invested podcast, is Phil Town and his daughter Danielle Town. I don't always agree with everything that they say, but I think that's the value of investing and why it's important to do what we're doing here. So what I learned from Phil Town is to do a collar. Now a collar has two parts of it. It has one, a covered call, and then a subsequent or a corresponding put. And usually what you do is you sell a covered call for the shares that you have. So basically you're taking, in the options world, sometimes they call this writing. So basically you write a contract saying that I will sell my shares at X price, and then you sell the premium, and people will pay for the premium and the opportunity to sell at that price. And then you go ahead, or the opportunity to buy at that price. And so you go ahead and you collect the premium from that. And then after you collect that premium, then you go out and you buy a put on the other end that kind of limits your downside risk. Now, I'm not saying that this is great for everything. It probably isn't a very good thing for Inventrust, because Inventrust is a real estate investment trust. And as a real estate investment trust, they're going to have to pay out dividends. And sometimes you are on the hook for any dividends that, if the options contract goes against you, you are on the hook for the dividend payout as well, because you held the shares and then they go ahead and they purchase the shares, and they are expected to have those. They may also expect, or maybe have the right to, the dividend payout that goes along with this. So with that in mind, this is a great way to kind of limit your downside and also gradually get out of a position. I've used this recently with the box tender offer. So I got into box, I had a bunch of shares in it, and then I go ahead and I've been using covered calls and puts, and then buying puts with the proceeds and a little bit less than the premium, and basically just limiting my downside in the box investment, but also earning a small essentially dividend every month off of the options contracts that I have on the original position. With that in mind, I would like to give just a quick warning. I don't always talk about options because I don't really think that that's where I want this channel to go, but sometimes it's good for you as an investor to understand that it's good to have the ideas of how you can maintain and preserve your capital as you go into the next phase of an investment. And if you're trying to get out, this is a great way to get out at a price that you think is reasonable for the shares. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you liked having videos like this, and if you appreciate having a little short explanations of certain investing transactions, please let me know in the notes, in the comments below. And as always, if you subscribe, it means the world to me, and if you comment, it means even more. And then liking the video always helps me to make sure that I feel like my content is useful for you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we will catch you next week.